Thanks for joining us. Kurdish leaders are claiming a group of Turkish soldiers have been captured after fierce fighting on the Iraqi border. Almost 40 Turkish soldiers and Kurdish fighters were killed in clashes. Meanwhile, in a separate incident, a deadly explosion on a minibus in southeastern Turkey has killed one person and injured several others. The Prime Minister is appealing for calm, but the pressure seems sure to intensify to retaliate against PKK fighters who say they've been attacked inside Iraq. We're live to both sides of the border in a moment, but first, Sebastian Walker has this report.
Latest pictures from a bad situation that's just got a lot worse. This is the rescue operation after what's thought to be yet another attack on Turkish soil by Kurdish rebel fighters. These are victims of a landmine explosion that hit a minibus driving near the Iraqi border. And just hours earlier, Turkish television broke news of an even more deadly attack. The report said PKK fighters had raided Turkish military positions near the Iraqi border with significant loss of life. Ankara says there were losses on both sides during fighting they said took place in the Hakkari province in southeast Turkey. The PKK, which has thousands of fighters in northern Iraq, say they've taken several Turkish troops hostage. And sources from the group told Al Jazeera the clashes took place on the Iraqi side of the border. It's a development that will seriously worry Iraqi Kurd leaders. But speaking at a press conference in northern Iraq, they stated their defiance.
If we are directly affected by the conflict or Kurdistan province is directly targeted, we will no doubt defend ourselves.
Turkish military actions looked increasingly likely over recent days, the country's parliament giving the go-ahead last Wednesday. But these latest attacks could be the last straw for Ankara's forces, and the last chance gone for anybody hoping a full-scale Turkish incursion into northern Iraq can be averted. Sebastian Walker, Al Jazeera.
Now, speaking in response to the news, the Turkish President Abdullah Gül stressed the importance of decisive action against the PKK and said his country had an obligation to work to counter them.
I'd like to stress the fact that being determined is very important, and being wise and considerate is also very important in the way we follow from this point onwards. I've invited the government and our commanders. We will assess the situation, and tomorrow I've invited the heads of all the political parties for a meeting. The whole nation should be united in this matter. We should not damage our feelings of brotherhood and sisterhood, and to weaken such feelings in our country is the first aim of terror. Therefore, I'd like to draw the attention of all my citizens that we should unite and act in unity and togetherness against this terrible curse we are facing. And we should be behind our armed forces in support, and we should also never allow the connections of solidarity and brotherhood, sisterhood among our nations. We shouldn't let people damage this. Dear President, Barzani said something. If Turkey does an operation, we have a self-defense right. Look, let me say this. Never ask me questions about such persons any longer from this point onwards. My addressees, who I would address should be known, and he's not one of them. Turkey gives more importance to unity of Iraq. Turkey has no eyes, has no interest in the lands of Iraq at all. But if Iraq continues sheltering the terrorists, Turkey has a legal entitlement to destroy that shelter. And we are determined to do that, and our Grand National Assembly has authorized us to do so.